Hello everyone, welcome back to my video. In this video, we're going to be ranking every single FNAF game, which I have 16 on this list. I'm including Into the Pit and FNAF and FNAF AR, because a lot of people don't include that for some reason. But yeah, this is my 2026 ranking of all of the FNAF games so far. So let's get into it. Number 16 is Into the Pit. Oh my Greg. This game, if you can even call it that, was so overhyped and boring. Even after it came out, tons of YouTubers played it and gave it a good review. I don't know if it's just the style or what, but this had to be the slowest FNAF game. Listen, I love the original story of Into the Pit, as well as the first few books of Hazard Fights. After the first few books got a little hazy, but you know. As a game, especially a blocky, boring, pixelated one at that, it does not work in its favor. I'm pretty sure I beat this in like 6 hours, grueling 6 hours, and after that, I never played it again. I just closed the game when I'm on my day. It never hooked me like a normal FNAF game, and it was not even scary. Like there were like 2 parts that kind of scared me. I really hate how they made it. I'd rather read the book again than play this, and that's saying a lot because I'm not at all interested in most fiction books. Number 15 is UCN. This game is the definition of less is more. The fact that there are so many different mechanics that you have to keep track of seems good on paper, but for a FNAF game, especially one that has a mobile and console port, it's horrible. I don't hate it, but I also didn't enjoy playing it. It doesn't really ease you into the gameplay like most of the FNAF games do, and having to learn all the mechanics was sort of boring. It's just, there's so many different, it's too much. The main thing that is actually good about this game is the lore and the voice lines. Other than that, the game is too clunky to enjoy, in my opinion. Number 14 is FNAF 1. This is not a bad game, nor is it an okay game. It's just a good game. It brings me so much nostalgia, and I actually love coming back to this game every few months. But compared to all the other FNAF games, it is down here. It honestly doesn't deserve this spot. That is, if you look at it from the viewpoint outside of gameplay. When it comes to story, not much, but it started it all. And when it comes to horror, it was perfect, quite literally. Markiplier's screams were real when he was playing this, and click on the first Game Theory FNAF episode pulled me down this insane rabbit hole of games and lore. To be fair, I was incredibly young and probably didn't know what was going on, but it did stick with me, and I don't think it's going anywhere. As a game, it is amazing, just not when compared to the other FNAF games. Honestly, if you put this game anywhere in the top 3 or other than number 14, I would say that you're valid, but for me, it's number 14. Number 13 is FNAF 3. This one barely made it better than FNAF 1, and whenever I inevitably make another one of these in a couple of years, I will change the spots, like most definitely. Because, to be honest, most of these are incredibly interchangeable. I love all of these games, well, besides the Pit, but that's besides the point. This game had a very creative and fun mechanic. I actually didn't mind it. That is until I realized that one little slip up can end the night in seconds. And it's not fast over like FNAF 4. It's, you know, whenever a screen trap leaves cam 8, 9, or 10, or gets in an unsealed vent whatsoever, you know you're gonna die. It's just, you're gonna be dreading that loss for the next 60 seconds. The Phantoms are actually quite a nice addition though, and as characters are incredibly underrated and overlooked. Again, I love the game, I love the concept, but it just doesn't reach the level that these other games do. The best thing about this game is the main killer. I mean, he was so amazing that he even got a killer in Dead by Daylight, which says a lot, at least for now. I love when William gets Springtrap, and it's probably one of the most violent things in the series. Number 12 is FNAF's Sister Location. This, again, barely made it above FNAF 1 and 3. I quite like the story of this game, and story-wise, it's one of the best, but Scott genuinely locked in whatever he was tasked with redeeming the story after people were mad about FNAF 3 and 4. Let's hope Little Nightmares can do the same, because the third game was horrid. Anyways, this game would be higher if it didn't make the same mistake as Custom Night, at least when it comes to the clunkiness of things. My first complaint is that the 8-bit baby minigame it's just in general, that's my complaint. It's honestly one of the most excruciating things I've had to do in a FNAF game, and the inner boss fight is so hard too. And then the gift is an uncanon ending where you get a custom night, which is also just way too clunky in my opinion. Night 4 did not have to exist. That night took me 6 hours of just sitting, trying over and over and over again. I can safely say that Night 4's Sister Location is the hardest FNAF night, besides 50-20 of course. Other than that, the story alone is the reason it's this high on the list. I did have fun while playing most nights in this game. The only problem is that it's not very replayable, but it had to exist so that the story could connect some pieces to live on. So for that, this location is number 12. Number 11 is FNAF World. This one was a tricky one to rank. If I'm being honest, I've never beaten this game and usually just play it over and over again until I get stuck and then restart. But I do love the style of characters in this game. It was actually my first FNAF game. I got it on my Android when I was teeny tiny and kind of stopped working most of the time. That's besides the point. A lot of you may be wondering why this and Into the Pit are on the list because they aren't mainline FNAF games, but they do have a bit of mainline lore into them. For example, FNAF World as a world could very well be taking place inside of Crying Child's brain, which is a theory that I quite like. And In the Pit, well, that's got like a little bit of in-game lore, but it mainly just started a FNAF multiverse, kind of, for some reason. But the smooth and shiny style of this game really appeals to me, even though as a game it's not the best, but it is still very fun and nostalgic to come back to every once in a while. And it also has an amazing soundtrack, and that's bonus points. Number 10 is FNAF Curse of Dreadbear. If I'm being honest, this game was just what I expected it to be. Also, yes, I count most DLCs as other games. It wasn't long, it wasn't easy, it was just right. But I didn't really enjoy the gameplay too much. It's like if they took the Halloween update of FNAF 4 and made it into a new game, which it would look pretty appealing, but it would still be the same game as before. Which is kind of why it's a DLC, but just let me think it's a different game. I really hated the corn maze with Grim Foxy. It kind of felt lackluster, like it felt like I was playing on a flat screen. So it lacked the highly interactive VR, experience. But other than that, it had some pretty interesting characters and it wasn't bad. It just wasn't as good as it could have been. Number 9 is FNAF 2. I've seen lots of mixed views about this game, and the main one was that the characters didn't have much personality as the other characters in the first game, and that the game was too cluttered. But the personality thing is just completely wrong, since Ultimate Custom Night came out and proceeded to give a few of them their own voices. For example, Mangle seems broken and insane, Toe Barney is arrogant and a freak, Toy Freddy is dumb and chubby, and Mother Bunny likes puns and is edgy and creepy. And with the cluttering issues, it's honestly one of the most fun games to play. It's low on the list, but when I want a challenge as well as a fun time, I just go back to FNAF 2. Because for me, getting cluttered with enemies is really fun, and it always gives you something to do. Night 6 is one of the hardest FNAF nights I've ever done, but it isn't as bad as something like Sis Location's Night 4 was. Also, for most FNAF games, I haven't done Night 7 because it's way too hard for me, but yeah, I tend to come back to FNAF 2 a lot. Number 8 is FNAF Special Delivery. I love this game, and it made me so sad when they had to discontinue it. The main thing I hated about this game was that it was kind of pay to win, and that a ton of brain rot YouTubers would always make stupid shorts showing recolored animatronics with like Coca-Cola or Pepsi with a She Shanty song playing in the background. I'm so glad that we grew out of those, but it took so long. It took like 2 years. Other than that, I find this game and its soundtrack to be quite nostalgic in a way, and I wish that they had kept it up and updating. I mean, I don't know. I would just love to see what they plan for all the characters. Also, this is most definitely a canon game. I know. It's hard to believe that it is, though a part of me is glad that they stopped updating it, because if they added more characters, it would feel like they would have jumbled up the lore even more than they have today. Number 7 is Ruin. I actually had this as my second favorite FNAF game whenever I first beat it, but I do that with every single FNAF game. But now that I played it, it's not that good. It's still good, don't get me wrong, but it's just too planned out and not very replayable like most FNAF games. For example, Sis Location made this same mistake, but I am really looking forward to what Scott and Steel will have in store for Cassidy, and especially Roxy. Roxy is one of the most complex and interesting characters. I did like how this game was confirmed that Gregory and Vanessa are kind of evil, and since Glamrock Freddy is with them, I'm a bit worried for him, because it's like, he's just ahead, what is he going to do? But other than that, this game was fun, and it could have been so much better, but, it kind of redeemed a little bit of what a lot of people had the problem for security breach. Number 6 is FNAF 4. This game has got to be the easiest FNAF game. Once I learned what the breathing sound was like, it only took me 7 hours to beat this game, which is super short for a FNAF game that usually takes me around 20 hours to beat. But other than that, I do tend to come back to this game quite often in the same way I did FNAF 2, mainly because of Nightmare Foxy and the Freddles. You're always doing something in this game. And with a game like FNAF, that's a really good quality. Also, I used to think that this game was trying way too hard to be scary. That was until I actually played it and realized how shocking the jump scares can be whenever you're focused and listening for breathing 80% of the time. The only problem that I have with it is the lore. Not that it's bad, but it's just kind of all over the place. Same way that same way that Security Breach's lore was. Do we play as Michael? Do we play as David? Where are we? Is it hallucinated gas? And so many more questions. A lot of those are basically confirmed, but I just wish we could get a definitive answer. But I suppose time will tell. Number 5 is FNAF Help Wanted. I just recently replayed a bit of this game, and it really is just a masterpiece of a VR game. Like, if you were to think of FNAF as a VR game, this would be what you would come up with. It was simple, having the first 4 FNAF games, and it was fun because it created a new, extra immersive atmosphere of all of our favorite games, and adding a bit more, extra levels like maintenance and stuff. I beat this game 2 days after getting it, and that's very fast for me, as you know. The only reason that it took that long is because my headset kept dying. And I even replayed all the levels about a year ago. The only issue that I have with this is that it was a tad bit too easy, unlike some levels, like the stupid plush babies. Oh my goodness. If they ever appear in another FNAF game, I will cry. I just won't do it. It took me so long to beat their first level, and then when I realized that they had a hard mode, my heart sank. I was breathless. But everything else was really fun, even if it was hard. Nothing felt repetitive, even though it was, it feels like it should feel repetitive at some points, but it didn't. And with the addition of the Mimic AI being Glitchtrap, or William Afton's possessing that part of the AI, we don't really know. Anyways, it made this game so much more fun to play, and 100%ing this game was a blast. Number 4 is FNAF Security Breach. This was the first FNAF game that I bought and played on my PC, because I played all the other ones on my Xbox, sadly. And I've always said that it's just an okay game. Not bad, but not good either. That isn't until I replayed all the games and realized that I actually do really like this game. It really does suck for the first part, which is the sun and moon part. I hate that part. That is so annoying. Oh my gosh, and it's also scary. It's probably the scariest part of the game. Anyways, I have always hated the Weeping Angel mechanic in horror games, just like Little Nightmares 2 and the Glamrock Endos in this game. But other than that, this game is super fun, and I love that you can just free roam around the giant map whenever you're done. And I can't wait to see how they approach it when it comes to the game after room. Hopefully it's kind of like that. People tend to say that characters like Burn Trap and the Tangle are just bad, and to some extent I agree. I say that we let Scott grow on them a little more and answer more questions so that they aren't just quick little Easter egg characters. Well, not Burn Trap. I'm pretty sure that's just M2 if we call him to the suit. Or no, watch John FNAF's new video. Either way, it's a good game, and the giant piece of style really caught my eye. Number 3 is FNAF Help Wanted 2. This game is literally just Security Breach and Help Wanted, squished together if they had a baby. It's all the good qualities about them combined, and I had a blast playing this game. I finished on the first day I got it, and that was due to how fun and engaging it was. Unlike the first Help Wanted, almost every level was something completely new to the series, other than the whole sis location section. If I'm being honest, that section was probably the only negative thing in this game. That's only because it's not as fun as all the new things we get to experience later in the game. Many people put this game a lot lower than the first Help Wanted because of one thing, which is that it's too easy. But I thought it was just right. I prefer my games to be a mix of difficult and easy, but being a moderate in difficulty is perfect for me. And Help Wanted 2 hits that mark perfectly. Another thing that I love is the Security Breach style. This is probably my favorite atmosphere out of all the FNAF games, so seeing it being adapted into VR felt amazing to hear. Number 2 is Secret of the Mimic. When I first played this game, I wasn't expecting much, but when I first got chased by the elephant that the Mimic wears whenever he jumps out at you, I realized that this was going to be one of the scariest FNAF games. And honestly, I still hold that claim, but hearing M2's heavy footsteps rush towards you is horrifying. But the amount of horror isn't all that makes this game one of the best franchise, it's a vast amount of characters and lore. If you know me, you would know that I love franchises with a large array of characters, which is honestly why I like mascot horror games in the first place, other than the horror itself. The atmosphere wasn't my favorite, but it sure did meet the criteria for this game, and the newly introduced lore was really fun. It was nice to look at someone other than the William or Henry. And the addition of Fiona made the game 10 times funnier and cooler. I'll get more into that whenever I eventually rank her character. If I'm being honest, these top 3 are very interchangeable, but due to the pure awesomeness of this #1 game, I can confidently say that Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator is my favorite FNAF, so far at least. This game is honestly the main reason I played through all the other FNAF games before it so quickly. I was just looking forward to this game so much that I just had to finish the other ones. And that's mainly due to the canon ending. In this cutscene, Henry speaks about how he's lured them all to their demise, or I guess you would call it their second demise, something. The way this game is structured and the way everything comes up to add all together in the end is perfect. Day by day, you bring all the lost souls that are wandering around in the real world into your pizzeria one by one. Then Henry sacrifices himself to end all that this tragedy has and could cause. Michael, Henry, Elizabeth, all the dead children, crying child Charlie, and William Afton end up burning and finally resting at the end of this amazing speech. Besides William, because he appears in Open Crescent Night, and he does move on, but he definitely does not rest. He goes to hell. That's where he goes. This game as a whole is the most fun and perfect ending to the first era of FNAF. It's also the reason that I use Nowhere to Run in my videos so much. It's the song that plays during a speech. It's overall my favorite cinematic moment in all of FNAF, but if they don't use it in the FNAF 3 or 4 movie, I'm gonna cry. But yeah, that's the end of this video. I had a very fun time making this, and it was a nice refresh from making characters all the time. Expect some different types of videos like top 10s and more video game ranking videos and stuff like that, and a lot more informative videos. Also, I highly recommend you check out Neon's channel. He makes really cool animations and is super good at drawing. He even made the shark bite character that appears in these videos. But as always, before we say goodbye, the shark for today's video is the longfin mako shark. Its body has adapted to deep sea hunting and is actually quite a bit slower than its short fin counterpart, swimming at speeds up to 35 miles per hour instead of the short fin speed of 60. Anyways, as always, that's it for this video. I hope you liked it. Bye bye.